Hello and welcome to my channel. This is a Fatwood Burl. Back in 2017, Sue Nelson from Washington sent me a chunk of her Fatwood, and it turned out to be a burl. Look at those beautiful grains. This piece of Fatwood sat on my shelf for years. Today, I'm going to take some of it and I'm going to turn myself an ice pick. And then I'll be turning 2 more ice picks after that. Here you see I cut the burl into 3 pieces. Look at those grains. This piece here, the center part, I've decided not to turn that. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but it remains on the shelf. And the bottom piece, I'm going to be turning on my wood lathe, and I'm going to turn it cross grain. Stick around, I will be turning more ice picks using red cedar and a black pine knot. Okay, this is the barrel. This goes in the center of the handle. I have just enough wood here to make an ice pick. So I'm going to try to smooth this out, and then I'm going to try to give it some pattern. Cut in with the skew chisel a little bit to give it some definition after I smooth it out. You could have told me my battery died. All right, doggone it. Break time. There, we got it. Sweet. Camera turned off, must have took too long. What I'm doing here is I'm making an ice pick, and then I'm using the extra to make a little handle for a little ferro rod. Now all I got to do is some sanding. I have an ice pick and a little ferro rod handle. Okay, I'm going to start out with 800 grit sandpaper. I know that's a pretty high number, but this is so soft. I might go down a notch, but I'm going to start out with the 800. Got lots of knots in this one. 3 really good knots. Oh, 4. 4 knots. Rich Austrian pine, rust colored. Pretty rough. And not going to use all of this. You know, whittle it down to about that big around. This one's going to be a little tough to cut through because it's got so many knots. You'll notice as I'm cutting it, yeah, it's a little tougher where the knots are because they have a surrounding of sapwood, and it's not the same as the heartwood. Super rich resin right there under the bark. This is an incredible piece of fatwood. Yep, a lot of punk rot right there. Keep going. Time to start shaping it. Yeah, it's a little rotty right there. But it's gonna happen. Look at that red right there. Okay, here we go. Ooh, this is gonna be pretty. Woo-wee, man, it got cold out quick. Burr. Gonna have to close the window. Make sure we get every little spot. And then when it's finished, we'll move on to step 2. I like how it's yellow on one side and red on the other, with a little bit of black. Beautiful pine knots. Great grain on this piece. Yeah, with this light here, I can see the colors glowing, shining through. This is going to be a beautiful piece when it's done. I've already taken all of my pieces out of the little bags. This is 2 kits right here. There's our picks. Okay, here's the bottom. Spring is in the air. The birds are back. Here we go. Red Cedar Ice Pick. Next. There we go. There's the ice pick. Got a beautiful shine to it. There it is. Now, I don't know how much my buddy would really get use out of an ice pick, but this is a pine knot from Georgia called Georgia Snap, gifted to me by CC72, Calvin's Corner 72. He shipped this to me many years ago, and it says, "Sniff here."
And I got some good gold. I got some Georgia gold, baby. I'm gonna go after this big old piece right here and see what I can get. Shlisa shell, my hat's off to you, because I guarantee you, buddy, this ain't nothing but work.
I'm gonna make him something with this beautiful pine knot that he gifted me. Even though he might not never get use out of an ice pick, I think it would be cool to have. He already has a ferro rod from me when he won one of my first giveaways. So I'm going to put this Georgia pine knot on a lathe, and I'm going to square this off by cutting about that much off. As you can see, this was sawn off the tree, but was also kicked or broken off the tree because there's breaks there. So once I square this off, there should be more wood to grab onto with my lathe, and we'll get this baby turning, and we'll turn it into an ice pick. Georgia Snap. Just like Sue Nelson gifted me a Washington pine burl with rich resinous fatwood. And if any of you can help me contact or find Sue Nelson, she's getting to be an elderly woman, and I hope she's still around. But I sure would like to know how she's doing, if she's still doing. And if she would like this, I would love to give it to her. If not, I will cherish it forever. Sue Nelson didn't learn about Fatwood till she was in her 60s. She hasn't posted a video in years. Let's get to turning. This turn is for you, Calvin. Okay, we've gotten through most of the knot. We're getting down to the resin. And once we get the knot worn down a bit, we'll be at the level with the pine knot, the branch part. There's your branch, there's the knot. Outside of the tree, inside of the tree. Tree rots away, leaving nothing but the pine knot. The pine knot does not rot because it's full of resin, rendering it waterproof. Oh, I'm about to lose his signature, his John Hancock. Georgia Snap. I want to show you the resins. Georgia Snap is a brownish yellow, a brownish amber, a little bit of a darker amber. I want the best part of the wood. Matter of fact, there's a little dry spot right there. You know, he'll never get use out of an ice pick. Maybe I should make him a duck call. It's orange, but it goes with his pine knot pretty good. Well, I've never made a duck call. Can't be that hard, right? Yeah. I'm gonna try for a duck call. It's not a lot of wood here, but I think I can pull it off. I'm really gonna have to think of a design. Guess it really don't matter, huh? Well, this is one pine knot I don't want to screw up. But I'm making it with love. She's gonna be beautiful. Well, what do you think? My first duck call. My first duck call. All right, let's tidy this up and take her off the machine. I put 2 coats. All I have to do now is take this to my bandsaw and cut the ends and drill the hole. Georgia pine knot. I'm gonna need to touch this up a bit. I caught it with the bandsaw. Okay, Calvin, you're gonna have to trim this yourself. I got a large reed and a small reed. The large reed's gonna sound like Daffy Duck unless you trim it to the size you want. I'm gonna go ahead and put in the small reed. It's got a bow going that way, so we're gonna put it on like that. Now this does not have cork, this is rubber. Now, Calvin, you'll be able to adjust this and change it however you like. That should do all right, just like that. That'll scare anything anywhere. Alright, so it's got some touching up, but there it is. My first duck call, Fatwood duck call, Georgia pine knot, amber colored acrylic insert. And if you wanted to, you could put it around on the other side. I'm going to touch up your duck call and get it shipped out. Ship that out to you. I've got one more gift for you. I made this coaster for myself, but every time I look at it, I think of you, Calvin. Years ago, I cut a pine knot that looked like an arrowhead, and it made me think of you, and I shipped it to you. You turned around and made yourself a special necklace. This is your first copper wire tying. And you told me that it just sat up there hanging as it was curing, and you felt like it should go to me and not you. Well, I feel the same way about this coaster that I made. You may not know this, Calvin, but those videos you made where you took them arrowheads and you held them up to the sky and took pictures, that inspired me, and that's why I take pictures of all my pieces and I hold them up to the sky, and you'll see it all in my Etsy store. A lot of my work is held up to the sky with the big blue sky behind it. That's all because of you, brother, and I thank you and I appreciate you. So you've got this epoxy resin coaster full of store-bought arrowheads with little rubber stoppers on the bottom. You got that coming, and you got your duck call coming, 'cause I appreciate you. Okay, let's see how flammable this stuff is. Brr, it's snowing. Oh my God, that's a lot of shavings. Shout out to Nathan4071. He turned these handles, and these are his ferro rods. They are the best. I'm out of practice. Slow it down. Make it count. It always finds the camera. Holy shit. Woohoo!
Hey, no fatwood was left unharmed in the making of this video. Hey y'all, I gotta find me some fatwood. Oh, I think I know where it's at. Oh, and look who sent it to me. You have got yourself, is what Miss Shlisa Shell calls, a fatwood party. Fatwood party. Fatwood party. Woohoo! Fatwood party. Fatwood party. Fatwood party. Fatwood party.
I'm gonna fix my camel to it. Oh yeah. I'm sure you'll like it, Calvin. It's a pretty cool coaster.